Have you ever noticed that the female protagonists in those young adult dystopian novels do not only have to fight against evil and rebel, but also have the heart torn between two guys? The story is a little bit different in this book. Hi! It's Sunshine Boy Lars at your service with a brand new video. In case you don't know me or my channel, this is where I take the time to talk about things I'm interested in. May they be movies, TV shows, music, or like this video, a book. If you're interested in any of those, you might want to consider subscribing. First of all, I want to address the obvious. I got this book because I'm a huge fan of Joey Graceffa and was interested in reading what he produced. But I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. I really enjoyed reading this and I recommend this to everyone. I recapped the book to a friend of mine whose job it partially is to review young adult novels for the German library market. Is that a good formulation? Let's forget about those details. She was really intrigued by it and hopes she gets to read it as part of her job because there has not been a German translation yet. For anyone that hasn't read the book, spoiler alert. This book is set in the future in a post-global warming society when planet Earth is pretty much inhabitable, and there's this artificial computer-run society of the few people that have survived catastrophes, but actually the generation a few centuries later. Because resources are limited, they have a very strict one-child-only policy, which technically is the most humane way to go about it, but every now and so often a second child is born. Their mere existence is illegal. Rowan, the protagonist of the novel, is the second born of twins. I had to write an essay in school and instantly wanted to write about this book, and since it was only supposed to be a really short essay, I limited my topic down to how this book is depicting bisexuality as the norm of the future by using the trope of the female protagonist in those young adult dystopian novels being in love with two boys at the same time. You might have already guessed it, she's in love with a boy and a girl. After she's been hidden all her life, the first person she gets in contact with after breaking out of her house is Lars, her brother's best friend, who we actually meet as a potential love interest for her twin brother. So we are very taken aback that this friendship that we see developing ends up in a kiss between the two of them. And to the reader, it is more shocking to see that she is kissing the love interest of her brother than the fact that they are both girls. A homosexual type of falling in love story thing. That's very good English, Lars. Obviously you have C2 level. Because we're used to the main character in such a novel developing feelings for two different people, we're not completely confused when she develops feeling for a boy. But the relationship between Lark and that boy Lachlan is interesting to see. There are scenes when one looks at the other, oh, so you spend more time with him or you were closer to the other one. But it's never really a point that the opponent is of the other gender, and it's just never mentioned, which is a huge step in depicting bisexuality as normative. And the final big point in my essay is the choice of names, because Joey Graceffa, I assume purposefully, chooses gender-neutral names for the characters like Rowan and Ash. Other names chosen, like Lark and Lachlan, are unusual enough to leave some ambiguity to what gender they are. So while reading, you're not constantly reminded, oh, this is a girl that we're talking about, this is a boy we're talking about. Choosing those gender-neutral and gender-ambiguous names kind of changes the entire gender binary. It deletes the entire notion of gender being a thing. And thus also the question of sexuality and heteronormativity is completely cancelled out to a point that bisexuality is lifted up and it's kind of a bisexual normativity. Is that what? Ultimately, Joey Graceffa cleverly uses these rhetorics, devices, plot twists and tropes to portray a world within which bisexuality has replaced heterosexuality and defies several other aspects of heteronormativity, distracting the reader with other plot twists from the fact that there's a same-sex relationship happening in front of our eyes, portraying Romans to love interests as two characters whose gender don't play a role in them being opponents fighting for Roman's affection, and the choice of gender-neutral and gender-ambiguous names all do that. Yeah, that's what I wrote an essay about. My grade would translate to a B, I think, which is due to the fact that I didn't know that commas exist in the English language until last week. And a few minor details. It's really exciting using something that you're personally interested in for school, even get a good grade for it, and spark an interest in these things for other people. That's already it for this video. If you have not read Children of Eden, I would highly recommend you to do so. If you know me in person, I can borrow you this copy. If not, just get one. Between me handing in the essay and getting it back, a sequel has been announced that I'm really excited about. This book does not give us the satisfaction of knowing which of the two love interests are being chosen. The second one might give us some insight into that. Or not, hoping for a trilogy. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your thumbs up and your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to check out any of my old videos, you're very free to do so. It's almost 100 of them on my channel. Maybe I can persuade you to click the subscribe button so I pop up once or twice a week in your subscription feed. That's the end. Adios!